Alright, what's up people? You're watching the Rumble channel, The Brun System. I'm Waki K from The Brun System. Now, I know Agamemnon is normally the one doing these, but like, I'm about today, so like, it's up to me. You'll be seeing some of my art, which is kind of a different style, so I hope you enjoy it anyway. Yeah, I hope it's fun to watch me do my thing with the graphics and that. I've actually been meaning to come on here and talk my piece about like what it's actually like being an artist with DID, because it's kind of a unique experience in it. Like, first thing you might notice is I talk quite different, but I also do like draw quite different. I got different interests when it comes to creating. I mean, you look at like Agamemnon, and he's this pretty elegant little goth fella who like writes novellas and shit like that. And then you look at me, and it's like, oh, there's Waki K, he's a grime MC. Like, what does that even mean? And it's spooky because like we're in the same body, we're like cooperatively running this life together. And it's like hard to believe for some people because of like how different our creative visions are, but ultimately we do still have like, well, you know, we still have the same ultimate goals and priorities still. Like, a lot of the time I do try and like act more like Agamemnon does, because masking and that, but obviously this is our channel, so I can be myself, which is really nice. I like being myself with our mates as well, because they understand. Like, personally, I always find it like really funny, like bare funny, when I see a singular artist complaining like, oh, I don't have one consistent art style. Like, mate, you don't even know the half of it. You don't even know, because we're like multiple different artists like bumming about in the same body, and that is crazy compared to what most artists are up to. And actually, like in art school, they actually did us a lot of favors, because it meant that we were versatile, and we were impressing our professors and that with all the different stuff we could do. But in reality, it's just like each of us specialized in something different. So, I know, if you're a singular artist and you've ever felt bad about the fact that you don't have one single cohesive style, that's not always a bad thing. You can turn that into a strength, because it really does expand our horizons. Like, stuff Agamemnon does is really popular in certain circles, like online and that, in like fandom places, in like alternative spaces. But then the stuff I do is more marketable in like the music scene. So I do a lot of, so like stuff that I do is very useful for like promotional art for events and stuff. A rapper that we are friends with has an event that he runs called Big Gay Rave, and I'm creative director, so it's crazy that I'm in charge of like merch, I'm in charge of the promotional art, I'm in charge of all that visual stuff. And I move in that scene like very easily because of the way that I am as an alter. Like, I'm more socialized to that scene. So in those senses, being an artist with DID can be handy, you know. But there are also ways in which, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it sucks. It sucks sometimes. I know for a fact that some of us have a hard time because we have all these ideas, right? Each of us has all these ideas, but we only get a limited amount of time to like be fronting and doing what we want to do. Which a massive ball ache, because some other folks in our system are like miserable because they have these big ideas, and like at the moment we've got other stuff that we're working on. That sucks for some of us. Like, sometimes it messes with us heavy. I know for a fact, like, if I had more time in the front, I'd be producing more music, I'd be spitting, you know, but that's just not our priority right now. Not that there is no music in the pipeline, not that I don't have ideas. It's not like I'm not writing bars when I'm fronting and that. It's not like I'm not coming up with ideas for like beats and that. It's just I do not get as much time as a singlet producer would. So I don't actually get to focus and get things finished, and that can be such an annoying thing. We've got other authors who are feeling quite similar, like Sloth, for example, is a poet, but it doesn't get to write poetry as often as it would like to. But that is something that we will eventually figure out, I hope. It's probably gonna be like a thorn in our side for time. but at the same time, I don't want to act like it's all bare problems. Like, there are times where I'm really grateful for the fact that I have others in the system to kind of keep everything locked in. It's complicated. It's always going to be complicated when you have some kind of neurodivergence or a mental disability and you're trying to make your career happen. It's going to be difficult no matter what. Which is why it's such a good thing that we have a little bit of extra income support for disabilities to cover for the times where we're just way too dissociative to actually get anything done. Because that impacts our income, right? That can have an impact on the amount of money you can make if you're constantly having to fight with someone else for creative time. But we get as much done as we can in those circumstances, and like for that reason I am like actually proud of us. And I think that maybe that kind of unique sort of struggle we're going through in a way that is a part of who we are, not just as a system, as a person, but also as an artist. Because thinking about it now, there's a lot of ways in which we use our different creative mediums to express like what our experience is, and maybe there's value in that, like maybe, because depending on who is about, the art that we make might express slightly different perspectives. It might, reflect different philosophies, different ideas, and I think that actually does kind of help. Like, it's a part of our creative identity, and I like that sometimes. So it's not all bad. I am though like very interested in hearing what other artists with dissociative conditions like think about that, because I know it ain't the same for everyone. I know literally every dissociative it manifests so different because dissociation is so complicated. Like, we've had enough conversations with like psychs and other medical professionals to know that it's an extremely complicated condition. Some artists who also have dissociative conditions can like experience it totally different, but that's what our experience is like. So yeah, at least that's what my perspective is on it. Do not take what I say as gospel, because out of everyone in this system I am not the clever one, alright? But like any other author, I do have my purpose. I do have like my roles and the things what I do, and I know that there's a reason that I'm here. So that was a little musing about my experience of being an artist with DID. So yeah, who knows, maybe someday like you lot might get to hear me spit on a beat or something. I hope so. I've only ever done like mic sets at raves and that, like live stuff, so I've never actually recorded anything. But music is big to me. Music is like a big thing. It's like massive. Like I said, I do have things in the pipeline, and who knows, maybe something will get finished eventually if my brain will cooperate. But for now, I'm just like focusing on the moment in it. I'm just like making what I want to make right now, what I'm able to make. Taking it one step at a time, because there's no other way to take it. But I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about that. I don't know who will be about next time, but I've been Walkie K from the Brent System, and I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, that makes sense.